there's a category of participation and human rights, and the civil society space under that. Do you think it's shrinking continent-wide and in Kenya?
Yes, if you look at the last 10 years and then 5 years, participation is better, which is strange because participation is higher, but yet civil society across the continent, according to the index, seems to be shrinking. And so there is, we do need to uncover what does that really reflect? What's going on? Is that about laws that are tightening up registration on civil society groups? Is that about preventing foreign donors to provide money to civil society groups? You see that in Ethiopia and other places. Is that a trend that's happening, and what impact does that have on governance and on participation? So whereas participation is okay, civil society as an indicator within it clearly shows a decline. Okay.
Do you think governments are warranted in their concern around the activities of civil society organizations?
I don't think so. I understand why they would be, but really there's enough space, right? The idea is to create more space. It's not to shrink space. I mean, if a government is confident in its delivery to its population, I don't see why it should be so concerned about the activities of civil society groups.
Okay, but do you think maybe the civil society groups need to adapt to the changing environment?
Well, one of the things Ibrahim says all the time is that the problem is when you have civil society groups that are really political parties in the disguise of civil society groups. They make it bad for all other civil society groups and governance groups. And so I think that, trying to make sure that if you're civil society, you're really civil society. You're not actually a political party, or you're not attached to a political party actually engaging in politics, but you're actually doing something about trying to ensure space and voice and participation and delivery of services or whatever your mandate may be, but not disguising yourself as a political party. I think that's part of the problem. Absolutely, civil society should be vigilant, right? Civil society has to keep space for freedom of association, freedom of speech. Civil society is key to democratic progress. And so I think civil society organizations need to stay strong, need to maintain their integrity and their independence from all political parties, and from the state for that matter, and serve that, that creating that space for citizens to engage and to be part of the progress of their country.